I never expected marriage to feel this lonely. In the beginning, she was everything I ever wanted: attentive, playful, affectionate. We had passion, deep connection, and shared dreams. Our wedding wasn't just a ceremony. It was a culmination of years of believing we were soulmates. But over time, something changed. And it didn't happen all at once. At first, it was subtle. A headache here, a long day there. I'd reach out to hold her, and she'd shift slightly away. I brushed it off. Everyone gets tired. Life gets busy. But then it became a routine. Every night I tried to be close, and every night she had an excuse or pretended to be asleep. I didn't push. I respected her space. But deep inside, it started to erode something in me. I wasn't chasing lust. I was longing for intimacy, for connection. I just wanted to feel like her husband again. I began noticing how she was constantly on her phone at night, scrolling endlessly. And if I walked into the room, she'd dim the screen like she was hiding something. But I didn't want to become the paranoid, jealous husband. I kept telling myself it was all in my head. Still, I kept trying. I brought home flowers. I cooked dinner. I offered to take things off her plate, hoping it would ease whatever weight she was carrying. But none of it seemed to matter. When I talked, her eyes would drift. She looked at me like I was just background noise. After 3 months of this, something inside me cracked. One night, I walked into the bedroom and saw her lying in bed, curled up, back turned to me. As always, I didn't say a word. I didn't ask how her day was. I didn't try to cuddle. I just turned around and walked out. That night, I slept on the couch. Not out of anger, but out of resignation. The next morning, she didn't even ask why. She acted like nothing had changed. And maybe that was the most painful part. So, I made a quiet decision. I stopped trying. No more back rubs. No more surprise dinners. No more checking in to see if she was okay. I stopped texting her during the day. I stopped asking when she'd be home. I began waking up early, leaving without a word, and returning later than usual. I ate alone, watched shows alone, and slept alone. At first, she didn't seem to notice. But after about a week of silence, she began to feel it. "Are you okay?" she asked one evening. I simply nodded and kept reading. She stood there, waiting for more. I said nothing. A few days later, she texted me during work. "Miss you today. How's your day going?" I stared at the screen for a moment, then put my phone down. That night, she made dinner. For the first time in weeks, she set the table for 2 and waited for me. I thanked her, ate in silence, and went upstairs. She followed. "I feel like something's wrong between us," she said. Her voice had that nervous tremble I hadn't heard since we were dating. I looked at her and answered quietly. "I've felt that way for a long time." She didn't respond, just stood there, visibly shaken. I saw the panic begin to rise in her eyes. The next day, she sent me a long message, full of apologies, regrets, and promises. She wanted to talk, to fix things. Said she hadn't realized how far we drifted until I stopped trying. She begged me not to give up. That night, she waited for me in bed, not curled up and distant, but sitting up nervous, vulnerable. "I miss us," she whispered. "I know I push you away." I didn't even realize how much, not until I felt what it's like to be ignored by you. And in that moment, part of me wanted to fall into her arms and pretend everything could go back to how it was. But I'd spent too many nights hurting in silence. I told her I needed time, not just to forgive her, but to decide whether I could trust her with my heart again. Because love, once neglected for too long, doesn't just return. It recoils. It remembers the cold. It builds walls to protect itself. She cried that night. I didn't comfort her, not because I didn't want to, but because I needed her to feel the ache I'd been carrying alone for months. And she did. She started doing everything I once did. She reached for me. She complimented me. She touched me softly in the hallway. She asked about my day and waited for my answer. She even began therapy on her own. She was trying, truly trying, to fix what she had ignored for so long. But I didn't rush back in. I'd learned something essential. If someone only realizes your worth when you stop trying, maybe they never really saw you begin with. So now I take my time. Some nights, I still sleep in the guest room. I don't say, I love you just because it's expected. I only say it when I mean it. Because love isn't routine, it's a choice. It's effort. It's reaching out when it's inconvenient. It's making the person beside you feel seen, valued, and wanted, not just tolerated. She rejected me every night for months. So I walk away the only way I could. Quietly. And now, she's the one trying not to lose me.